show you how to build a basic 10-step process. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to create a process for ordering a pizza. So really basic. There, it can be really quite a bit more complex, so we're going to keep it as simple as possible. And as you know, my process mapping application of choice is eDrawMax, so that's what I'm going to use here. So here we've got our 10-step process. We've got a start event, end event, decision step, and 7 tasks. And I've laid out what those events and what those tasks are here. And then we're going to go and build this as quickly and simply as possible within the process flow exercise. So I begin by opening up a new map here, and I like to personally work without grid lines, so I'm going to turn that off. So step 1, as you all know, is to give it a title. So we're going to begin by giving it a rectangle here, and there's a number of ways that you can obviously do the title. Meanwhile, actually what I'm going to do is I'm also going to pick a theme. So I'm going to go with this, pick the process primer colors, and then we're going to give this the title, and it's going to be Order Pizza. So something really simple, and again, there's a number of ways that you could do this. I'm just going to go with this, keeping it fairly simple. And the second thing you want to do, second step, is to identify the various roles who are responsible for the activity. So in this case, we've got a customer, and then we've got the pizza dude or the pizza dudette. So I'm going to keep this to 2 swim lanes. Expand this out a bit. I want to use hollow bands for my activities, and then I'll just stretch it out a little bit. And so let's see here. We're going to go with customer in this lane, and then pizza, dude, or dudette. Alright, and we're going to go with, oh, that's probably a bit much. Let's go with that. So the start event is person desires pizza. So okay, let's just, well, put that here for now. So person desires pizza. And then the next step is they're going to identify which pizza shop they want to call. So identify pizza shop. Okay, so after they've got that identified, they're going to call the pizza shop. And then they're going to place their order. So I just put an order pizza. It really should be place your order, which is giving them the details of your pizza order. And then after that, they're basically going to make the pizza. So let's just go down here. They're going to make the pizza. After they make the pizza, they're going to deliver the pizza. The decision box. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out a decision box here. And actually, you know what? We're gonna angle this slightly here, and then we're gonna label it pay with cash or credit card. Okay, and then there's a couple of different options here. So we're gonna go with one option, which is pay with cash, and we're gonna label this swim lane. Now it's kind of obvious, but excuse me, it's a good practice to label out these swim lanes for every decision box. And then the second option here, pay with credit card, of course. Okay, you drag this out just a bit so that we can label it. Line them up a little bit nicely, and then we've got the last step here, which is the endpoint. So person receives pizza, and so this also ends up in the same spot. So there you have it. Let's take a look here. We've got our title, we've got the swim lanes clearly labeled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps involved. And there you go, a basic 10-step process. Again, this is kind of a simple way to do it, and I encourage you to keep things really, really simple, especially if you're just starting out. But even so, if you're building complex processes as it is, try not to overcomplicate it. Try not to make them more complicated or more complex than they really need to be. We've reviewed this, we have all the steps in here. Now there's a number of ways you could do this. Obviously this could become a sub-process, this could become a sub-process. You could use events and a whole bunch of other options here in building out the process, depending what you need for labels, detail, and so forth. But that's a really easy way to create your first basic 10-step process. Now the last thing that I'll show you is I like to label each of the tasks so it's clear that it's a user task, it's a manual task, a system task, it might be a script, and so on. And one last note, if you create a task early on and you identify it as a user task, as you begin to expand these out, it'll automatically keep it a user task for you. So there's less steps to do if you think of that early on. So that's it, everybody. I hope this process build was helpful for you. Have fun and enjoy building out your processes for your needs. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Feel free to leave a comment or contact Process Primer anytime.